In about an hour, John McCain is going to unveil his new economic rescue plan at a campaign stop in the Philadelphia suburb of Blue Bell, Pennsylvania. Some of his highlights here. No tax increases. He wants to end taxes on unemployment benefits. He wants to lower taxes on seniors tapping into their retirement accounts. He wants to accelerate tax write-offs and reduce the capital gains tax. Nancy Pfotenhauer is a senior policy advisor for the McCain campaign. It's a comprehensive list, Nancy. How much does the McCain campaign expect it to cost, and how's he going to pay for it?
Well, I don't have the official estimate in front of me, but obviously, Contessa, it's going to cost some amount of money over that period of time. But this is a time of crisis, and it's important that we reduce the burdens on American families. And you'll note that Senator McCain's approach is designed to reduce the burdens on American families, not confiscate money and then kind of put it through the Washington, D.C. government spin cycle and then redistribute it back out, which is, among other things, the least efficient way I can imagine to try to prepare or provide some relief. So he's going to reduce tax rates. He's going to allow Americans who realize losses because of this financial downturn to write off more of them. And he's going to allow Americans to keep more of their money that they earned. John McCain
always preaches fiscal responsibility, that he believes that if you're going to cut taxes, you also have to cut spending, and he thinks he can do it. What kind of programs is he going to cut, Nancy, in order to pay for all these tax write-offs?
Well, I would also note that Senator McCain's plan is, on balance, much more fiscally restrained than Senator Obama's. We provide tax cuts.
We're going to get to Senator Obama's plan in a moment here, but
go ahead. I'm sorry.
The spending cuts. Where does that come from?
I'm sorry. He is saying he wants to do across-the-board freeze, exempting specific programs that are necessary, like defense, Veterans Affairs, and Social Security and health care. So those are going to be protected, but he wants an across-the-board spending freeze and a top-to-bottom review of the federal government so that some of these programs that are duplicative or, frankly, not working can be consolidated or eliminated. And in general, I mean, prior to this meltdown, obviously, there has to be more restricted growth rate of spending now. But prior to this, it would have resulted in a growth rate of spending of about 2.4%. So within that umbrella of 2.4%, some programs would grow faster, and some, like health care or Social Security, and some would not be able to grow as fast as they have been growing. But most Americans know that they've been growing at an out-of-control rate. In fact, I think they were growing about 6.2% under the Republican-controlled Congress, and it's up to 8.1 or 8.3% under the Democratic-controlled Congress.
Yesterday when we talked, I had asked you about new proposals for tax cuts, and you told me that the team was appraising the situation. So apparently the appraisal's been done, and you decided to come forward with some new proposals. What changed? What did you look at in the economy that made John McCain decide that it was time to propose some new tax cuts?
Well, you know, Contessa, we do this on our time frame, not on anybody else's. And so Senator McCain has been monitoring the situation as the crisis has evolved on Wall Street and Main Street, and he has been rolling out solutions to that all along. Remember, he came out with a solution for the financial sector ahead of President Bush, ahead of Congress, and certainly ahead of Barack Obama. He came out with his plan on to get involved and take some of that $700 billion that had been approved already and say make sure it's focused on the homeowner, help people from the ground up, if you will.
But Nancy, I was trying to get
resources there.
Yesterday, I was trying to get the scoop.
I know, I wasn't allowed to do it yesterday. I couldn't. I'm sorry, I couldn't get out ahead of the boss.
You have to operate within the rules. I understand, but I just thought maybe I could get the real news scoop on a Monday instead of on a Tuesday. Nancy, good to talk to you as always. Thank you.
Take care.
Let's check on the Obama plan now to rescue the economy. Some of the Obama highlights: an extra $60 billion in tax breaks, a 90-day moratorium on home foreclosures, penalty-free access to retirement savings, and a $3,000 tax credit for businesses that create new jobs. Austin Goolsbee is a senior policy advisor for the Obama campaign. Austin, it's good to see you today.
Great to see you.
So I know that you put the price tag on these new proposals at nearly $60 billion. That's in addition to the $115 billion in previous stimulus proposals. So how would a President Obama pay for this?
Well, this is part of stimulus, and the whole point of stimulus is you're trying to inject money into the economy. You can't be putting it in and taking it out at the same time. You're explicitly trying not in the short run to pay for stimulus. You're trying to prevent a severe downturn in the economy.
So you would operate on a deficit
longer
for the
run fiscal effort.
But it would,
yeah, you have to operate on a deficit. That's the point of the stimulus.
If you, one of the other proposals that you have is removing the penalty for withdrawals from 401ks. We have talked to so many financial advisors who say you ought to foreclose your home before you start dipping into your retirement savings, that it is a bad idea. So why would you give people a tax break to do what every financial expert that I've talked to says is a horrible idea?
Well, wait, I do not agree with the view that you should foreclose on your home before you take withdrawals out of your retirement savings. I'm not sure who told you that. Under the Obama plan, all you're doing is taking off the penalty because we know that there are millions of people in a hardship situation. And remember, in 401ks now, there is a hardship exemption. So this is not, we're not doing anything that's different from what's already in spirit in the law. Under the McCain plan, they're going to explicitly, dramatically cut tax rates and give the opportunity for millions of extremely wealthy seniors to take advantage of that and cash out the entirety of their 401ks and IRAs.
We just heard from Nancy Pfotenhauer on the McCain plan, so I want to stick to the Obama plan. This proposal to have a 90-day foreclosure moratorium, how would you convince banks to go along with that?
How you would convince the banks to go along with it is it would be a voluntary condition that one would attach to receiving benefits from the government. This isn't meant to be a mandatory to apply to all banks in every situation. It would be if you're going to get relief from the government, then you have to agree to reciprocity conditions and apply. It would apply only to people who are living in their homes and making a good faith effort to make their payments. That it only makes sense that when we know people are going to qualify for a restructuring program, why commence foreclosure proceedings to try to throw them out of the house when 60 days later they could qualify for a restructuring?
Okay. Austin, I appreciate your time in explaining some of the details of these proposals.
Sure.